Casting is something that changes the column data type. In PySpark, you cast using a dot cast method on any of the column object written by the column method or a literal method or a expr method or etc. Okay, you can pass either a string type name or a Spark data type object. Okay, so there are the different syntax I can show you in here directly. Okay, so let's see the syntax here. So you can use this method which is column. So here it can be utilized as a f dot column, and inside it we can pass the column name and it casts to integer. It is a string shorthand. Okay, for the any casting type. Okay, for the integers, or you can add a string here, you can add a float here. Okay, this is shorthand to casting. So second one is the data type object. This is the data type object can be imported from the Spark SQL types. Okay, so this is integer type can be imported from Spark SQL types. Okay, so third one is a as type. Okay, this is a alias for the casting. So similar, both are the identical in a nature. Okay, so let's see the common cast examples. Okay, so let's take a step-by-step examples. Before that, we'll see the converge reference table, how it looks like, and how we can proceed with the taking the reference from this table. Let's say from type string type, we have to convert it to the string type. Okay, so string alias can be used as an int or integer. Okay, if you use the string shorthands to typecasting. Okay, so if you call to cast string type into the integer type, it fails and return the null if string is not a numeric. In this, if you try to convert a string type to the double type, there is a shorthand for this double or float. Okay, it follows a numeric string. Okay, if the string type is actually not an integer or a double type, it will return the null in this case as well. If you try to cast a string type to the date type, if the string contains the date formats, okay, it will expect in the YYY, DD format, then it will cast to the date format. Else, again, it will return the null in this case. If you try to cast a string type into the timestamp, then it is expecting the ISO 8601 format. If it is not in that format, it will return the null in this case as well. If you try to convert integer to string type, it always succeeds because every integer can be converted to the string data type. Okay, if you try to double type into the integer type, okay, then it will truncate the decimal, like means it won't round anything. It just truncate the decimal here. Okay, if you try to convert a boolean type into the integer type, okay, if it is a 2, it returns a 1. If it is false, it returns a 0 in this case. If you try to convert any types into the string type, okay, it is a safe casting and always work, and it also avoid the data losses in this case. So let's see the examples for this type castings. Okay, so I have prepared one data set for you. Let's go to the Databricks notebook. df.show. See how data it looks like. So we will get this data. First one is ID in a string format, score in string format, date also in the string format. Okay, we'll try to convert into the integer, double, date, or integer type or boolean. Okay, let's try to convert this, cast this data. Okay, so first one, let's try to select in bracket. We'll take the columns. Okay, so first column could be like f dot column in bracket. Let's take a ID string column. Sorry, ID string column. Let's type to cast it. So casting to this string column into the integer or int can be, both can be utilized. Okay, we'll give it as a alias ID in int format. Okay, let's try to cast the second column. So second column is score string. Okay, we'll cast it to the double. Double. So double can be float. Alias it to the score underscore tbl. Okay. So again, try to cast the next column, which is f dot column first date string. Date string. Try to cast it to the date format. Okay. So give the alias as a event date. Event date. Okay. Now you have done with the casting. Let's try to visualize this. So the column is not a callable. Maybe I have made a mistake in taking the column. So I have added a case instead of a case instead of cast. Now there you go. Each and every column get as it is. Okay, so no issues have been found. Since the date format in YYMMDD format, it is able to cast. Score DBL is into the kind of a double format, so it is able to cast that column into the double. Okay, let's try to cast the uh, column ID column into the integer using the integer type that can be imported from PySpark SQL types. Okay, let's try to cast that as well. Yep, dot column ID string dot cast. So a casting could be integer type. So now this needs to be imported from the SQL types. Okay. So how we can import that ID int p. So to import this, we have to execute one more command, which is from PySpark.sql.functions import in integer type. So from types you can imported integer type, and now we have added it over here. Okay, let's try to run this. Now we are able to get this thing. Okay, so now we are done with the 7 categories, which is column reference functions, which is column and expressions, literal value functions, which is lit, and type lit. Actually, it is array functions. Okay, in a conditional logic, we use multi-level, single level, and null handling with the when and otherwise statements. We also are able to handle the null non using the fallback method using coalesce and non-val functions. We are able to detect the null and non function using is null, is none, or is not null functions. Okay, we are able to do the typecasting between the int, double, string, date, and other data types that can be imported from the SQL types. There are many more data types that can be seen. Okay, so for now we have seen the integer types. So that's all for today. We'll discuss other categories which are remaining in this session of the normal functions. We'll see in next lecture, which can be collections, row ID and partition, random values, hashing, broadcast ints, and source metadata. Thank you. Keep learning, keep sharing.